Let me just test this out before I do a whole video and you can't see anything again. If it works, I'll keep it. If it doesn't, I'll keep trying. Got these fruit trees that we finally based, and all of the stuff on them. Well, they came in a bag, and the stuff on them, some of it broke free. So I was going to baste them with some Bountiful Greenery, and then use some of that stuff to make little accents of, like fruit that has fallen and stuff. But then we thought, well, why not just make our own little base mix with that stuff so it's a little more natural looking, and I think it turned out pretty good. We have this, I like to think of it as swill. So it's basically whenever we make a batch of stuff and we have a little bit left over, we just throw it in this vat or this container, and that just becomes its own basing mix. So we decided to mix some of that with the fruit tree stuff that fell out. And now you've got this little fruit tree basing mix stuff that we have now, which is pretty nice, I think. Alright, so now that I know that that works and you can actually see stuff so long as I keep my hands out of the way, I want to apologize for the quality of my video last time. I did not realize until I was putting it together that you literally could not see anything. So that's my bad. I'm still learning and stuff. I also want to apologize for how I sound. I'm actually coming over, I don't know, hopefully recovering from a sickness, a respiratory sickness. This is a Monday morning, not Sunday morning, because I ended up going to the hospital on Saturday evening. Now I woke up at 2 a.m. Friday morning, and I was feeling pretty train wrecked. So I just thought, I'm coming down with a cold. And then as time progressed, I was like, oh man, I probably have COVID. I've had COVID a couple times. I know it can kick your butt. So I didn't really think anything of it too much. Just that I was getting progressively more sick, as I would expect. So as the day went on Saturday, it became increasingly difficult to breathe. And by Saturday evening, I became concerned enough where I thought I should go to the hospital. So we went there, and my blood pressure was pretty high. And we waited quite a while, but you can't really complain when you're in the emergency room. Probably there's people doing way worse than you. So they did some tests. I got a chest X-ray done. Got an EKG done, and I got some breathing treatments and stuff, and I'm okay. It did turn out to not be COVID, which came as a surprise to me and the doctors, because it really ticked all the boxes for being COVID. They didn't really say what it was, just that it wasn't COVID. So I guess I will find out tomorrow, my follow-up appointment, a little bit more, hopefully. So yeah, this is not morning Sunday coffee with B. This is Monday morning coffee with B. And there's that. So I apologize if I have to edit some stuff out. I still have a bit of a cough sometimes, and I don't think you need to hear that. So if I start doing that, I will graciously spare you of that in your ear. And so we got big things going on. I just want to go over kind of the impressive inventory that we've been able to stock up since Historicon. So when we left Historicon, we had maybe a dozen single-based trees left over out of all of our stock. Now, I wish I had gotten an actual number that we brought to the con and that we took from the con, but I did just do an actual full inventory of everything that we have either completely based or ready to base and ready to go, or ready to finish. So this is our current actual number of what we have ready for Fallen. And let me say, it's impressive, especially considering, you know, our time constraints with work and everything. So as far as winter trees go, we have single base trees. Now these are, I believe, 2-inch bases, and they will be single trees. They may have a bush or something with them, but for the most part, they are just single trees. And we have 52 of those, 2 of which still need to be snowed. And then we go to our small scatter, which is, I would say probably the 3-inch circle, I believe. I don't think we have anything smaller than that. The 3-inch circle scatters. And we have 17 of those that are good to go. Now the thing about those is they take all that extra time because not only do you have to base them, but you also have to flock them with the winter grassland, and then you have to go back over and snow them, so they take a little bit more time. And then as far as the large scatter, and that's the 3.5 by 4 3/4 inch eggs, we have 10 of those, 4 of which I still have to put snow on. Might do more, might not. We don't know how well the winter stuff is going to go, so we didn't really want to go full bore with that until we know how receptive people are going to be. So there's that. I know last year, or at Historicon, we had 19 palm trees, and we sold all of them, I believe, on the very first day. So this time we have doubled our stock, and then some. So I believe in total we had 19, and that's not just the circle bases, that was the egg bases as well. So in 3-inch circle bases, we have ready to go the, oh, that's what it was. The 3-inch circle bases are the Mediterranean drylands, the deserty ones. And we have 30 of those, so that's almost double what we brought to Historicon. And then we decided to try the large eggs, the 3.5 by 4 3/4 inch eggs, and we decided to try those in a more tropical basing, which you saw me do in the last video, and that was with the vibrant wilds and the tropical plants. And of those, we have 16. The fruit trees are also new to us this time around, and we have 20 of these. I've already based 15 of them because I wanted to make sure, well, first of all, those were the only ones that were ready, because I had based them before, but I didn't flock them. And I want to make sure that this mix was going to work. So I did those 5 as a pilot, and I liked them, so now I'm finishing them off for you here today. I almost ruined my new favorite glue brush because I started flocking them before, as I showed you before. Oh, you probably couldn't see. I put the Superlon pretty thick around these bases because we have a lot of traveling to do, and I don't want them to break, and I want people to be able to take them home and not worry about stuff coming off the base and stuff. So I do a hefty amount of glue on these things. So I started to base, I believe, some of my, what are they? My palm trees before the glue had completely dried. So I had all these like gooey bits. I was like, oh man, what is going on here? And then I realized that I was picking up some of that super glue. So I had to call it quits on that. But that was last night, and so these are plenty dry for me to do now. And I really enjoy how this fruit cocktail basing mix came out. I just wish I had been able to find different colored fruit trees. Unfortunately, right now all we have is the orange. And I've really been trying to find actually these tiny styrofoam balls so that we can make our own, but I'm having trouble finding a source that has these balls in these small varying sizes. So if you know where I can get them, I'd be appreciative, and I'd love to know so we can make our own and not be subject to what's available as to what we can find. I also kind of want to do something a little bit different because our anniversary is coming up soon, at the end of this month. And so I thought, oh, you know what? I got sidetracked. I still have more trees to talk about. So I talked about the palm trees, and as far as regular trees, you know, like these guys, and then the bigger ones as well, we have a lot. I just went through and counted them because I wanted to have a full count before making this video. For the 3-inch scatter, now this is going to be anywhere from 3 to 4, maybe 5 trees per base. And then maybe there's, you know, there could be bushes on there. There could be different, what's the word? Different areas of different kind of basing mixes. So of those, we have 20, and then an additional 6 of bushes by themselves. Now we didn't go full bore with the bushes because we didn't really do bushes a whole lot for Historicon. So we'll be piloting the bushes as well this time and seeing how well they do. If they do well, we'll continue doing more bushes. But we don't want to make a whole thing of something that's not, people don't really want or aren't going to respond to. Excuse me, I feel a cough coming on. Yes. Yeah, so anyway, we didn't really want to do a whole lot. And then people are like, oh, why are you telling me this? I don't want them. I just want your trees. And we'd be like, okay, that's fine. Anyway, I don't know how long this video is going to be because my voice is not particularly up to par at this moment. And but I do want to finish all these trees, so we'll at least get through that. So of the ovals, now these are smaller ovals. These are about 2.5 inches at their widest by 3.5 inches. We have 20 of these scatters. And scatter is multiple trees per base. So again, it's going to be 2 to 4 trees per base on those. And we have, let's see, 20 of those. I say we have 20 of the 3-inch. I meant we have 43. 20 is the ovals. And we have, yes, I did say that wrong. There, of the 3-inch, we have 43 of the 3-inch scatters. And then for the ovals, we have 20 of those, and then additional 6 in bushes. And then as far as 2-inch scatter, now these range in shape from rounded off rectangles to circles to egg shape to teardrops. Of those, we have 61, and then I would call those small scatter. And then an additional 10 in bushes. So we'll see how all that goes. We also have in production, we have some, what am I trying to say? Oh, fall turf, excuse me. Yes, fall turf. And the orange and red have come out really well so far. So I'm looking forward to doing the yellow and the brown and seeing how that all comes together. But we have to wait for all of my stuff to dry. All the appliances. The NutriBullet and the food processor. And yes, almost every appliance in the kitchen has been not necessarily fully converted, but it is used heavily for this little project of ours. The Ninja, the food processor, the stand mixer, the oven. So yeah, it's always mess making time in this household. And then we have 2-inch single tree bases. Now, I haven't done the yellow flowering trees yet because when I did the flowering trees, we didn't have yellow yet. But we do have 11 each of the purple and pink flowering trees. We'll see how they go. I think they look really cute. And I will try to remember to do some yellows. And then as far as other single trees, now these trees range in height from, I'd say, 2 inches to about 3 inches. And again, they may have like a bush or something else on the base, but this is, for the most part, just single trees. And we have 12 of those. And then the popular single base 4-inch tall trees that are kind of fuller. We have 24 of those. So all in all, we've been quite busy with trees and all of that. Not to mention all of the basing mixes that we have. We have Snow for You, which is new, and we've advertised that. We'll be piloting, like I said, just a few minutes ago, we'll be piloting the Autumn Colors blend, which will really, I think it's really gonna look good. And I just ground up the red because it was all stuck together from being dehydrated. And I have to wait to grind up the orange, and then we still have to get the yellow paint that I want to use from the store. And then we have to do the brown and the yellow and put it all together and see how it goes. And then, yes, so that's what we have going on. I think next time I will go through with the what I was originally going to talk about this time. But I think those are all done. So I think that is all I have for you today. That's about all the wind I've got. Let's just take a look at these guys. And get this light in here. Pretty cute. All right, thank you for joining me. And I hope you stay healthy. Have a good week. Just to finish this video off, I thought I might give you a tour of what's on our working bench. These are the trees that you just saw me finish. These are the winter bases that still need snow on them. I didn't mention these guys. These are our big trees that we have to, we flocked the trees, and now we've got to do the bases. And then we've got these guys down here in the box ready to seal coat. These guys over here ready to seal coat. And of course I had to pause. Now this is mud, and we're still working on a way to perfect the regular mud, because we have found that over time a lot of our muds have been getting pretty thick. So we just turn it into chunky mud, but we're still working on the proper method to get a good finish on the regular mud. Our original batch of regular mud was great, but the stuff that we used is no longer available to us, so now we are working on a better method. So this is a batch that we made a few days ago, and we will be testing it to make sure it's going to live up to what we expect for our customers. And so time will tell with that. In the meantime, it may be that we are only selling chunky mud for now until we can get that figured out for you. And then we've got these last 4 jungle palm trees ready for basing, but we have to wait for the bright to come in so that we can make the vibrant wilds, because we don't want to go through any more tubs and not have enough tubs of stuff to bring to the convention. So that's what we're waiting on for these guys. Otherwise, they might have to stay at home. But that stuff should be here today, so we have plenty of time. And then, of course, these are the ones we have completely packed away and ready to go, fully seal cold and everything. So there's the palm trees, the winter wonderland, all of our excess basing mixes that we can pack at the convention, or package at the convention. Takes a little less space so we can bring more stuff. Here's all of our very small scatter. And then those 4-inch tall trees. And then a whole slew of the regular trees here, packed to the brim. Now I'm fairly confident that I packed them in such a way that we won't have any breakage. So here's hoping I did not overestimate my ability to pack. In any case, that's about all I've got for you. Just wanted to show you what we have going on. And, I have one more thing to show you, and then I'm going to say goodbye for real. So when I say the color is not done justice whatsoever in this video, please take my word for it, because this is not what it looks like. This is the red, and this morning I ground it up, and so it's nice and broken up. But this color that I'm seeing on the screen is not what it actually looks like. And then this is the orange, and again, this is not broken up yet, but yeah. So that's what we got working. All right, so I promise this is the last thing I'm going to talk about for today. So I was doing the last of the snow bases, and I have this bare thing that we used the leaves from. So I thought I'd play around with the snow and see what I could get. And if you put the snow on pretty thick, it'll kind of gloop down And that's what you're seeing here. You're seeing that snowdrift effect. And don't mind the table. This is just our creative process. I'm sure you're familiar. But I think I like it. I might do some more tweaking, but we'll see how it turns out with a bit of extra love and what's this called? Basing, flooring stuff. Yes, words. Anyway, be safe. Have a great and healthy week. Bye.